All right, so my son just came home for a visit, and he said, "Hey, Dad, my car's not acting right." So I'm gonna set the phone down, and you can kind of watch and follow along. All right, so what he described to me is he's driving and he's having to give the car more gas than he should, so it feels like it's got a dragging brake. So we go around and we just do this. Just put your hand down by each where the brake is. And this side's hot, the other side's not. So that tells me this is probably dragging this brake. And so we're gonna lift it up, take that off, and see what's going on. Especially so I can get, oh, come on. You know, I appreciate that Harbor Freight doesn't want to kill its customers, but the little safety latch on the safety pin, you can't do with gloves on. All right, ease it down real slow. So just run the jack back up. Come on. Just enough to touch the lift point. Only because if that somehow fails, at least you've got something else to, you know, save you from getting squashed. But how many times have you seen me do like full brake jobs with just the scissor jack that comes in the car? Reverse. Whew. Those are some hot nuts. All right. Yow! Damn! Dude, you could light a fucking cigarette off that thing. Oh, here comes one of the other kids home. See, is it in neutral or park? Park. Can you put it in neutral? Well, I mean, it's on a jack stand. And a jack.
At least I was here and
yes.
Cognizant of the problem, because last time the thing that fixed it was getting lost in like the middle of fucking nowhere in Detroit.
See, and it's in neutral, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. That should not be that hard. It could be the hose, because what'll happen is the inside of the hose, I mean, it's all rubber, right? Mm-hmm. So the inside gets soft and it kind of closes up and it turns into almost a one-way valve. So when it pushes fluid through, it goes to the brake, but it can't go back, like back to the master cylinder. Mm-hmm. And so you'll push on the brakes and it'll put pressure here, but then it can't release it.
Okay.
So
could that be an issue with just the amount of mud that's...
No. That would be like replacing this hose.
These nuts are still fucking hot.
I know. I've never felt nuts that hot in my life.
Really?
Really. Not even at Ren Fair. I mean, everyone's gone to Ren Fair and had the king's nuts in their hand, and I mean, they're pretty hot, but not that hot. I bent my pry bar.
Yeah, I told you that I bent your pry bar. Your pry bar.
Oh. Your car owes me a pry bar.
I was
Whew.
on them.
Yeah. Well, when I like put my hand back to like position, my knuckle like just barely touched. I was like, yo! Almost as bad as like when you touch. Well, you never had this experience. When you take the cigarette lighter out when you're a kid and you don't know what it does, and you go
to
see what it does.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
I'm your son and a proud pyromaniac. Where do you think it started?
Hey now. I'm a rock star. That tip was to get your tire on, get your toe here, and you use your toe, your foot, to lift it, because that gives you, you can lift, and then just with one hand you can guide it into place. My finger's off hand. Okay, that feels like it should. More?
Need to lift more.
Okay. All right. Coming down. We gotta get this car done today or I'm gonna lose the plot. I don't have a shop. I don't want a shop. Not like a real shop. I just want to do stuff for fun. So now, just kind of hand here. Really no. Yeah, don't touch it.
I'd say they're about equal.
Yeah, this rim is still a little warm from, but
All right,
it's
so
not
we're back
like,
in Alistair's car. We have decided that we're gonna flush and bleed the brakes. And part of the reason is, I mean, not only is the fluid old, but brake fluid is hydroscopic, so it absorbs moisture. And if it gets hot, that water boils. And he had said that sometimes this hanging brake symptom will happen after he brakes hard, which gets the brakes hot, which would boil the fluid, making it make too much pressure that can't be released because it's got more pressure than it's supposed to. See? That makes more sense than gunking the line. Maybe. I don't know. Anywho, we're gonna go do that, and we're gonna get a headlight for his car. Do you know any special tools? Like, do you know what tools you need for the headlight?
10mm wrench.
Okay. Of course it's a 10mm, because that's the size it always is.
This is universal.
Do you have one?
I left it at my mom's. I left
Okay.
one I stole from you at my mom's,
What?
actually.
So that's where my 10mm all go?
Yes.
You steal my...
Okay, no, I eat most of them because I need more iron in my diet, but the one that my trusty
They
one.
make pills for that.
You think I want to swallow pills? No, swallowing wrenches is more fun. Fun texture.
So this is Alistair. You'll see him here and there, now and then. So, all right, we're gonna be back in a little bit after we run up to one of the auto parts stores. I'm not sponsored by any, so, you know, we'll go to whichever one I feel like.
And also, I kept the packaging for the light that I bought. So I didn't know which one I got.
Perfect. See,
I gotta buy one
he
of
is
the
kind of smart.
modifieds. One of a different, same bulb, different mounting setup, I think.
Okay. So we'll detail that somewhere in this video.
Have mine now.
beer and brakes. Beer and brakes. What's up? My new rap video. This is one of those ones that makes you want to have a beer. So, yeah, the brakes are still dragging. And so what we're gonna do, we're gonna fix that. We got a new brake caliper, we got new brake hose, we got big jug of brake fluid. I've got a suction machine. We are gonna replace the brake caliper, the hose. We are gonna bleed all 4 brakes because it's a car and it has four brakes. That 4 is a good number. Hot nuts, hot nuts.
Was a little
Yeah. Gets a little excited, huh? Go ahead and undo this one. It's the hose to the caliper. Because if you took the caliper off first, then you don't, have anything to hold that in place.
yeah.
Well, you wrench on the other part. All right, now who's the asshole that just dumped all my sockets in my toolbox?
I wonder.
I'm trying to keep it off of the rotor, but that's how hot it is. Let's see. Now the passenger side, that is not the problem. See? Not doing that. Jeez, what asshole put... Just more proof that it's dragging.
Yeah.
And I don't care if we warp this or the caliper.
Because we're getting rid of it.
Because we're getting rid of it.
This one's going to...
Yeah. It's going back for the core. We are considering it garbage. And I just want to cool it down enough that we can mess with it. And we need to try to wash this off a bit, because we're gonna have to get that. Hopefully that's sucks enough heat out.
Should be the right one, right?
What's this? You flip it, you get the small size. Alright, I'll switch with you once I get that other one. A little more. There we go. I hope that ends up looking cool on camera. After bracket. Thanks for the vote of confidence, dude. Jeez. Who raised you? You. Now I think that little metal clip thing on there is supposed to come off somehow. But I mean, we could look up instructions, but why do that? Man, we don't need no instructions. We know how to do things. Alright, so now that's loose. Man does the thing, car explodes. Okay, so now that clip's got to come undone somehow. There, you got it. And that comes down. And we just got to get this. Let's see.
You said that's a 10 mil?
Right there, that 10 mil. Yep. Right. With the. Where's that big boy? Here's the big boy. I mean, pretty much once you break that loose, it should come undone pretty good. You can probably pop the handle off and just spin it with the socket. Time for a little. And now grab the 10 and this, spin this down. Now, so if you remember in the rototiller video, talked about how my Timu nail polish held up to all that gasoline that I spilled all over myself. Doesn't do so good with brake fluid, see? Brake fluid, if you need to get your UV set nail polish off, brake fluid. That or a grinder. Like seriously, the girl that I've had do my nails for me, and she did it the first times when I did this UV set gel polish. When she would redo my nails, to that little, like, what do you call it, like Dremel tool.
Fluid is acidic.
It has a pH, and testing its pH helps tell you if it's good or bad. I don't know if it's acidic or basic or neutral, but I hope that didn't answer your question. Or did or didn't answer. There's the bolts I need. That's why that was. And this already has plenty of anti-seize on it, so I'm not even going to bother putting new. There we go. Pluck the little pollen ball off of there. We got all the.
Texas back. Texas back. Pork just back. Looking like the Tin Man. Okay, so this goes in here, and this little boot ends up around that. Okay, and then this comes, and then your caliper goes on, and then your bolts go. So your bolt goes into here. This is what allows it to slide back and forth. That's fucking cool. That's the factory torqued it way more than it needed to be.
Yeah.
For something you have to take apart and put together. Anything's would open, but and then you want some here where it's gonna
Okay.
take piston.
So then this.
No, this was the piston side, which is the band. It goes in like that. Oh, we got to put the pads back in.
That might be a good idea.
That would help. Okay, so yep, and then this is where we're gonna want. Where's my little jar here? Okay, so if you're doing a brake job, sometimes you have to wire wheel this surface,
All right.
this and this.
So you're,
Okay.
yep,
Because we're not
exactly. You
doing
knew what to do.
I'm
To
saying
flip
that
the
because, like,
ratcheting direction.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been messing with your
This is all
tools for.
new and everything just clips in place. It's perfect learning because you know how it should be.
Yeah.
So when you're
This
working on
house
something
or-
old, and rusty, you know how it should feel,
Yes.
how it should land in there. Now,
Between school, work,
you take just a little bit of this CRC synthetic brake grease.
Yummy.
Is the brand that I bought. Okay. All right, so I've got this syringe with a bit of hose on it that's small enough to fit down past all of that. I'm going to use that to draw out as much of the brake fluid from the reservoir as possible. I wonder how flammable brake fluid is. Yeah, after we're done.
Right now.
And we gotta light the grill somehow. That is a lot of brake fluid. Alright, so that is what we're gonna call empty. Alright, now we're just gonna do, yeah, see how clear that is? That's what it should look like. Hope we bought enough. Woo, there we go. Right to the top, baby.
Oh, and you can see there's still like left over.
Yeah, there's gonna be a little left over of the old.
And yeah, that is fucking gunky.
Alright, so I've got a vacuum pump. Of course I do. And
Turning on. Battery.
it comes around to here. This is, you know, the tube. Down to a smaller tube. Piece of electrical tape to seal it. And then, so. See, this is the tube jammed into there. Wraps around the extension cords to here. And I crack this open with a small precision wrench. We should start to get fluid coming out at some point. So you can hear it sucking. Oh, there we go. Look, 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 look. I can hear it sucking a little bit around here. See if I can tighten that up somehow. But it's working. There we go. That's a better seal. Alright, so they should at least, I've got clean fluid coming out. We're still gonna manually bleed. Don't go thinking I'm just gonna trust that to be a bleed. So you're gonna loosen and tighten this. When you tell me up, this will be tight. So we start with this tight. You tell me down. I push down, I say down. You loosen this and it'll bleed some fluid out.
Okay.
You're watching for the fluid to come out with no bubbles. And you could put, so this will make this easier for you to see the bubbles. Alright.
Oh, I do it and then you. Okay.
Yeah, you tell me what to do.
Okay. Down.
Down,
Up.
up,
Down.
down,
Up.
up,
Down. Up.
up,
Down.
down,
Up. We'll do one more.
up. Alright.
Okay. Down.
Down.
All right, we're done. So you can go up.
All right, so that was my son Alistair. And the car seems to be fixed for now. Need to fix his headlight. But it's fixed for now. Cue car explosion. If you like this kind of content, like, comment, subscribe, share. Follow me for more recipes, I think. Alright, talk to you later. See you next time. Nukem Garage out!